Hi, have you ever been in a meeting on the phone or in the middle of a conversation and felt your body start to do something? A yawn that comes out of nowhere, your eyes suddenly filling up, or your leg bouncing, or even a sigh that you can't hold back. And you clamped it down, you swallowed it, you held it, and you told yourself, not now. If you've done that your whole life and you're a woman with ADHD, I can almost guarantee that you have. Your body has been trying to complete something for years and you keep stopping it. So today we are on D of the A to Z of somatic healing, and D is for discharge, the thing your body desperately needs to do that you've been training it to suppress since you were a child. So, hi, my name is Mercedes. If you've not met me before, I'm a somatic practitioner and I'm also late diagnosed ADHD. So I've kind of lived through this, and this is an experience that I'm kind of getting more used to as a pattern in my body. So it's not theory, it's what I've watched happen in real time with myself and with others. By the end of this video, you'll understand what discharge actually is, why your ADHD nervous system makes it harder, and how to start letting your body complete what it's been holding. So what we're going to do through the video is talk about what discharge is and what it isn't, why ADHD women specifically suppress it, and what happens when discharge gets blocked for years, and how to safely start allowing it. So let's get started. Now, what is discharge? You might be thinking, oh, discharge, this is a really great word, but I have no idea what it means. Well, when your body completes a stress response, so shaking, crying, yawning, sighing, trembling, whatever it is, it kind of flows through you, and the discharge is the release of that stress response and coming back to normal. It's your nervous system essentially finishing what it started. So it's completing that whole cycle and discharging any of the emotion that we had and that was coming up for us. So it's a bit like if a wild animal is chased and then it shakes it out afterwards because it's survived, and it shakes out that response. So it does something to relieve that that pent up emotion. So when we get into fight or flight, what happens is that we trigger this rush of hormones in the body. So we've got cortisol and adrenaline, they're flowing through the body. And when that situation is over, we need to discharge any remaining hormones in the body. And what often we do as humans, because we've trained ourselves not to, is we actually don't do the discharging and we hold on to those emotions, and they get stored in the body as patterns. And it could be small things that happen and just gradually get stored again and again and again and again until they build up. And it can be big things as well, but we keep doing it. And it's important to remember that discharge isn't a breakdown, it's a completion of something we started and that we cannot finish. So this is particularly telling for women, particularly women who have late diagnosed ADHD, because you've probably spent your whole life masking and holding your body still, keeping your reactions appropriate, and performing calm when actually you're activated. So you've been holding things in probably more than most. And that means that you've maybe got decades of suppressed discharge built up in your body. And that's kind of like sitting around there and you're holding on to it. And also the fact that the ADHD nervous system runs hotter than a neurotypical nervous system. So there's more activation, there's more to discharge, and there's less permission to do it because of all the criticism received through life of being too sensitive, too much, to this, to the everything else. We're kind of primed to hold it in as well. And so we've got excess to discharge, but we're holding that in. So we're holding so much in. And because you learned very early that your body's responses were too much. You were too loud, you were too emotional, you were too fidgety, you were too intense, and it just kept going. And so you just clamped it all down and held on to it. And your body has been holding the tab ever since. So, sometimes you might say that some people with ADHD will stim. So I used to, if I went and wore a ring, I would just sit and fiddle with my ring constantly. And that is like a form of discharge. And you're discharging through movement, but often you're told to stop it. So I would get told, don't fidget with your ring, leave your ring alone. But actually that was my way of releasing some of the stress that built up. But again, something else that we're told not to do. Don't do that. Don't do this. That's too much. That's too fidgety. Don't do it. And so then we really strongly developed a great way of holding that into our bodies. So when we keep suppressing it, the problem is that the energy doesn't go away. It gets stored. So it comes out in things like jaw tension, tight shoulders, insomnia, the 3 a.m. wake up with a whirring mind, digestive issues, chronic fatigue, all of these things really commonly seen in women with ADHD, because this is what's happening to the body from holding in all of these emotions and not allowing yourself to discharge them. And you're exhausted because your body is using all of its energy to hold things in. So the crying in the car after a social event, that's a backed up discharge finally finding a crack. So we finally find a way through, but we then feel like that's wrong. Or rage comes out of nowhere. And that's the same thing. That's this built up, pent up emotion in the body that finds a release eventually. And because the body will find a way. And the question is whether you let it happen gently or it forces its way out. So the whole point about this is to try and find a way you can begin discharging your emotions safely and carefully without having some big release that you are not in control of. So to allow discharge to happen, the first thing you can start to do is to recognize when it's happening. So a big sigh or a yawn or eye watering or the shaking that happens, it's not a weakness, it's a nervous system working. And everybody has this, everybody's nervous system works in the same way. And to stop apologizing for it. So don't say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm crying. I do this one a lot. I'm a big crier. And I have learned a very strong pattern of apologizing for crying. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. Because I'm worrying about how my emotions will affect somebody else. But actually that then means that I try really hard to hold crying in, because I don't want that to impact other people and then have to feel that like shame or guilt or apology for crying. And it's allowing ourselves to do that, because crying is important. It's a release and allowing our bodies to finish doing what it's doing. So you can start small with this as well. So next time you feel a sigh coming, let it be the biggest sigh you've ever done. Let the yawn come all the way out. Don't swallow it down. And the 30-second rule, next time tears come, instead of pushing them down, give yourself 30 seconds and see what happens. So allow yourself that point to cry and release. And then you can develop a shaking practice as well, which can help a lot. So you can stand up, bend your knees slightly and let your legs shake for 2 minutes, and your body knows what to do. So let it, so the rest of the body will probably join in. So you can do a little bit of shaking. And if you're doing really deep shaking, be careful to not do too much, because again, that will be a flood of emotions coming out and it's an uncontrollable release. So after the discharge as well, you don't have to analyze it. Don't ask, oh, what was all that about, and try and figure it out. Just let your body settle and let it integrate. And that happens after you give that bit of quiet, and just allow yourself to integrate what you're experiencing. And so if you try those steps, you can then start discharging that pent up emotion in the body and allowing yourself to have that freedom that you know you're entitled to. So if this video resonated with you, please like and subscribe, because it helps me reach more women who need to hear this. And if you want to go deeper into nervous system regulation and somatic healing, especially if you're navigating a late ADHD diagnosis and figuring out what your body has been trying to tell you, I have a free community on School called the Somatic Reset Lab, and the link is in the description, and I'd love to see you on the inside.